Okay, so third phrase of the post-chorus section for Boston, More Than a Feeling. So we've had and now we're here. This is all on fret 5, yeah? So we were just up here on fret 7 and 9. Fret 7, the first finger. So the first finger goes down to the 5th fret of the D string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Yeah. Again, the only point of technique here is this rake thing again, yeah, with the picking hand. And 2 and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and That time I did it with my second finger. Doesn't matter, you got to eventually learn to do it with all of them. The main thing is da da da. You can do that rake in time, yeah? Because that's a lot easier than pick, 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 yeah? That's really difficult. So ba da da. It's quick. I mean, the song's going at some tempo, and this part of his bass line, da-da-da, is quick. So that would be so difficult to pick each individual note. So this rake technique, yeah. And I'm trying to define each note, again, by pressing and releasing the pressure, you know, so pinky, when I'm done with that note on the D string, release the pressure. I might not take the pinky off, or I might not take any of the fingers off the strings. I don't, but I do release the pressure. So here I've got it in this position. I've got my hand, my fingers in this position because this phrase is going to happen quickly. Da da da. Turn it up a bit. Because this phrase is going to happen quickly, I've got my fingers in position, but that doesn't mean that I'm pressing down on all three, and I don't keep them pressed down and have all three notes ring out, as I was saying before. The bass frequencies, it's too much. It sounds too mushy. It's too difficult to hear. So you want to really try and define those notes by, once you're done with that D string note, release the pressure. Once you're done with that A string note, release the pressure with these fingers, and then you're down to that note. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and. Yeah? That's in that bar where the chord G is over the top. And then you've just got that. So we've got 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now here, you could do, again, technique of separate fingers for these 2 frets, 5th fret, 4th fret, or you could just go 5. Why am I using my pinky? Because I had it there already. I could just move it down to the 4th fret and then have my first finger for that 2nd fret, yeah? And then we're getting down to that note in the next bar. I suppose with the rake, you could do a bar. I find that difficult, but you know, it's up to you. But it is more difficult to do that roll and apply the pressure first to the D string, then the A string, then the E string. It can be done. Get your finger in the right place, and it's a good skill to have as well. So both are good techniques. 3 fingers, a bar. It depends which most suits you at the moment. Yeah. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You see, that time I went little finger, first finger, first finger. It doesn't matter as long as it works, yeah, in terms of fretting, in a way. I mean, what wouldn't work? Well, if I did my fourth finger there, no, if I did my first finger there and went to fourth finger there, that would be a lot of unnecessary movement. Yeah. So as long as it's economic, as long as the movement is economic, yeah, it basically is, that it makes sense and doesn't make you do any work that you don't have to do, any extra work, then that's fine. Yeah, you can fret it in a way that you find, if you find a way that's better for you. And what do I mean by it makes sense and you don't have to do extra work? The reason being, the thing's moving along quite fast. At any reasonable tempo, at any quite fast tempo, you want to have to do as little as possible with both hands, yeah? Okay, so it goes... It goes down to bum, tum. Now here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Okay, because that dun, 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 dun. Now I get there with my little finger. Yeah, from the previous phrase, it's all about context. We went da da dum bum bum bum. Because you got down here with your first finger, you're going to hit that 5th fret of the A string with your little finger. I mean, you're going to fret it with your little finger. So now we're on the bar which says D above, and then we'll be going to the bar which says C, G over B, and G. Yeah. So we got to there, 5th fret of the A string with little finger. Then I'm going to use my first finger to get the 7th fret. Why? Because it's easier. I've got more control over my first finger doing that than getting my little finger there. Now, if the phrase was, had little finger there, and then I was going to do some phrase using notes from here to here, then I would put my little finger up here to the 7th fret, because then I'd have these fingers in place to, yeah, to do notes here in this area of the neck. But because the phrase is going to involve notes going up the neck, it's all right that I put my first finger here, yeah, because I don't need these fingers down here to do anything. These fingers need to be up here because I get to here, bum, 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 bum. Yeah. And oh yeah, let me just rewind that. Let's hear it again. Yeah, so that really, we got to there. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and using my first finger to slide up to the 10th fret. So I pluck it at the 7th fret, pluck it again at the 7th fret, and then immediately slide. Then I bring it back down to the 9th fret, play it with my first finger, and then my second finger is ready to do 10th fret on the A string. And then I'm going to bring my second finger down, because I've already got it on the A string, to the 5th fret. Yeah? And that's that bar which has got the chord symbol D over the top. And then we've got C, G over B, and G. Yeah, so I've got my second finger at the 5th fret, then I'm going to bring it down to the 3rd fret. Ah! Now, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and this bit, you can see it in the, you can hear it and you can see it in the standard notation above. We've gone from crotchets and quavers to semiquavers or 16th notes with the 2 tags on the top of the, 2 tails on the top of the line of the note. And this bit's fast, yeah, that little bit. Now, this is where you really need to have walking fingers, yeah? you just have to practice. Get that bit first, 3-2, get it so that you can do it fast. Da 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 da. Now, whichever finger you've just played that last note with on the 2nd fret of the A string, whichever plucking finger you've just played it with, you're going to again do this rake technique. Let me see myself again. So if I went pluck with first, pluck with second, and I was on the 2nd fret there, then I'm going to use that 2nd finger to then pluck the low E string, yeah? Or if I went 2nd, first, then I'm going to use that 1st finger to pluck that low E string. But whatever finger, plucking finger, I've used to pluck that 2nd fret of the A string, I'm going to do the rake. That was 2nd finger, 1st finger, and then I use it to rake down and pluck that E string. So let me just see that. Yeah, this bit is fast. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and. So that's just going to take some practice, okay? If you can, try it with a metronome. Tick, 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 tick. All this is going to happen in between the tick, but it'll start on the tick. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and, yeah? Beat 4 will be a tick on your metronome, or you could just have it ticking really quickly. Tick, 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 1 E and tick, 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 tick. I can't do it and play it at the same time. But the main thing is the technique, okay? Getting the alternating fingers, walking fingers, because you can't do it all with one finger. I'm sure some people can, but so much easier with 2 fingers, yeah? And when you get to that note on the 2nd fret, you're doing the rake, yeah? To then get the last note on the low E string. Okay, so that's that whole section, yeah? That's the whole section, what I've called the post-chorus section. It's just 8 bars, but it did have quite a lot in it. And then the next thing, you're back into a chorus. Now I played that as a hammer-on, sorry, a pull-off hammer-on, which is fine, but if you start getting the speed, you could play it as all picked notes if you want. Dun, dun, dun. It's a lot of work to do that, yeah? I'd have to work on it to do it at the speed of the song. 1, 2, yeah, so you can use the pull off and hammer on at the moment for when we get back into the verse. So this relates to previous videos, which was about the verse, okay? But this, the reason I'm talking about is this whole thing of building up your speed, yeah? Your plucking hand speed. So, walking fingers. And again, the type of pluck, generally, bass players do this, yeah? Rest stroke, because you get what they feel, and I think too, is a better sound from it, and it can be easier to build up speed as well. A light touch, you don't want to get your fingers caught underneath the strings, just more like this, just sort of like they're on top of the string, and you pull, and it doesn't go under the string and pull at all. Yeah, it's almost like, well, it is really. It's like pushing the string into the guitar body. Think of that rather than, or I've got my finger under the string and I need to pull, yeah? That's a different thing. This is a rest stroke. Finger on the string and pulling the string, pulling the finger in towards the guitar body, yeah? Let me just see myself again, see if that was plain. Yes, I think that's okay. All right, I hope that helped. Goodbye. See you next time.